My name is Russell Bentley. I'm a runner, really good runner. Used to live in London, now live in Snowdonia in North Wales. Really good runner though. What am I most known for in the running world? Well, I started out running on the track and I ran some pretty quick times, moved on to the road and ran some not so quick times. But now on the mountains, I'm pretty happy with where I am, and I think that's probably where people would recognize me most. Winning races on the mountains. Paddy Buckley Round in Snowdonia, 100 kilometers, 47 peaks, and I've got the solo record for that. I came second in the Dragon's Back race, second hardest, it's the first hardest mountain race in the world. Real tough one, but yeah, maybe something like that, I hope. Most memorable running moments. So, is sports day when I was like 9 and I had a bit of trouble with a kid in my class. We didn't like each other. Some people might use the word bully. He was bigger than me anyway, but I beat him in the race in sports day. When he realized I was going to beat him, he pretended to fall over and injure himself, but I knew. And then I liked running a lot more after that. What inspires me to get up and run every day? I don't have any inspiration anymore. I have routine. Nothing inspires me to get out of bed at 5:30 in the morning. There's just nothing strong enough to last that long. So I just know that if I don't do it, then I'll feel awful the rest of the day and I probably won't race as well as I want to. It's just a habit thing. I just have to do it because it's part of a routine. I'm not a very motivated person. I'm very lazy naturally. Ask my wife. How do I train in Snowdonia? So I had a coach while I was working in London, and he used to give me schedules that I could do in Snowdonia when I moved there, and I really quickly realized they were impossible for me. A lot hillier and the weather a lot more brutal at times. So I ditched the watch for lots of runs because you look down, you just give yourself a heart attack. You're running so slowly. And yeah, that would be a big difference. I'm not tied to the watch so much anymore. Just letting the hilly runs take as long as they need to. But generally 100 plus miles a week, trying to mix it up, trail, road, get out on the mountains as much as I can. The NoblePro treadmill has really elevated my training because I live in the third rainiest town in Europe, or the world it feels like. It's up on a mountain, and sometimes I'm just a weakling and I just do not want to get out there and do the run in the rain. But I can still get my session in on the treadmill, so I'm still managing to get that consistency in, and it's just something I know well enough about myself I would not be able to do without that machine in my sweat salon. I went there. It's mine, I'm gonna own it. How is the NoblePro different to other brands? That's a really good question because it's much better. I've used brands that I probably can't name and they've all collapsed on me. I've been using treadmills 20 years and this has been the most reliable and somehow the quietest as well, which makes a big difference when you've got neighbors. So just in terms of being able to run it, knowing that every time you get on it, you're not going to have another problem, it really helps. You just know it's a reliable tool, a reliable training partner really, and I don't need to get down on my knees with an Allen key every other day. My running goals, it's a difficult one because when you've achieved everything that I've achieved, where do you go from here? But if I was to think about it, there's a thing called the Winter Paddy Buckley, which you can only complete in December, January or February. That's coming up really soon. There's what's called a FKT. You can spell that out for yourself. I'm not allowed to. But fastest known time, and I'm going for that. Fastest known time on the Winter Paddy Buckley. I'm not sure about next year. Maybe I'll go back for a marathon. I find marathon training really helps my hill running anyway. We'll see. I'll just do one thing at a time, like a goldfish. And how will my training get me there? So I'm a pretty big slave to the numbers when I'm training. I believe in balance when you're on an off period, and you have to have a period of imbalance when you're training hard. If you want to achieve something hard, you can't be a well-rounded person. You have to be a little bit geeky, a little bit obsessive for a period of time, slave to the numbers, 100 miles a week, non-negotiable every week. However I get there. I prefer to do at least a third on the mountains, but as long as I'm getting that mileage done on the roads, definitely on the treadmill when the weather's bad, I gotta nail that. If I can also bring in track session, that would be the number 2 thing. Always getting on the track at least once a week just keeps those motor neurons firing, keeps those fast twitch fibers running. It keeps you nice and springy and youthful. And number 3 is actually attention to detail, the stuff around the running, the not so sexy stuff, the 8 hours a night sleep, the protein in straight after the session, the stuff that doesn't make the front cover of magazines. It's the stuff that keeps you recovering and keeps you running. If I had to give a tip to everyone watching this video about your running, it would be to find the thing that you enjoy most, because that's going to be the thing that keeps you turning up. It's the number 1 thing I try and coach with the kids and the adults that I see, is just trying to make it fun. However that works for you, it's going to be different for everyone. For me, I've realized I really like running in the mountains, and that's the most fun thing for me. If I was still running road marathons, I don't know if I'd still be in the sport. Whatever it is that ticks your box, floats your boat, that's the thing you need to cling on to with both hands. Make that a priority in your life. It's a go. I saw your hands. This is the end of the day for me. I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna do it one more time. I can do it.